Welcome to the 2018 IWF World Championships, where we are about to witness the start of the men's 109 kilogram A session. We're out here in lovely Ashgabat, Turkmenistan, where we have been witnessing an amazing spectacle of weightlifting all week. This men's 109 session is not going to disappoint. There will be lifting as dazzling as the city itself. Ashgabat looking eventually to play host to an Olympic Games. Many of the athletes in this session are themselves looking to be present at the Olympic Games, and this World Championships is the first step on that journey toward qualification. This category features Olympians, Olympic champions, people who've been at the very top of the sport at the world level, and it promises to be one of the most exciting of the week. Let's meet our 12 competitors right now.
Representing Uzbekistan, Ruslan Nurudinov. Representing the Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammad Reza Farabi. Representing the People's Republic of China, Yang Zhu. Representing the Russian Federation, Rodion Bachkov. Representing Austria, Sargis Matrician. Representing Venezuela, Jesus Gonzalez. Representing Bulgaria, Vasil Gospodinov. Representing Armenia, Simon Matrician. Representing Belarus, Andrei Aramanov. Representing Iraq, Sawa Jasin Abu. Representing Poland, Arkadiusz Mikalski. Thank you.
I swear to God, he's blowing 6 fingers, but I had one of them removed.
All right, so here is our start list for the men's 109 kilogram Group A. And this one is loaded. 12 athletes in all. As David Baffa mentioned, we have Olympic champions, we have former world champions, we have perhaps the crowning of a new one on the mountain. You know, this could be the moment in time where Simon Martirosyan, who we've seen as a junior world record holder, as a youth world record holder, emerge as the #1 on the senior level. He was silver at the Olympics, to Nurudinov, who is here now. So could be interesting right now. Here is our lifter from Bulgaria, Georgi Shikov.
Silver medal.
His second senior worlds.
Silver earlier in the year at the 2018 European Championships. Bulgaria has had a bit of a rough go with some of their athletes. We'll see if he can improve on that mark.
Well, hopefully Vasil Gospodinov will do just that. This is his 4th senior worlds. He was a silver medalist at the senior European Championships back in 2017.
Iran's Barari, Asian champion in 2017. Very strong lifting out of the Iranian team this week. Good chance we may see him up near the top of the pack. Another athlete who will be aiming for the top of the pack, Yang Zhu, 2016 Olympian.
Just off the medal stand in Rio.
Yeah, 4th.
He can move a lot of weight around, and he's been to multiple Asian championships, multiple-time medalist there. Excellent lifter. Rodion Bachkov.
Junior world champion back in 2013. So he's opening about mid-pack. Not sure we're going to see him up at the top.
Sargis Martirosyan from Austria. Originally from Armenia. Been representing Austria for some time now. 2005, I think.
Very wide grip in a snatch, as you just saw there.
The strange overhead position.
Yeah,
We'll see that.
Gonzalez of Venezuela, bronze at the 2018 Pan Ams. Venezuela's had a pretty strong showing with some of their athletes this championships. And there
is the man to beat right there.
2016 Olympic champion Ruslan Nuridinov.
Until somebody beats him, yeah, that's 100% right. We saw last year he was in Anaheim as a delegate for Uzbekistan. He was officially retired. He is certainly unretired now. And here is the lifter to watch. Simon Martirosyan, 2016 and 2017 junior world champion. The question is, can he be a senior world champion here in a very tough field?
This is the most interesting one to me. He had a trajectory to be the best weightlifter possibly in the heavyweight class ever.
Gold medalist in the 2008 Olympics, and
some unfortunate incidents occurred, and he kind of fell off the face of the earth. And you know, this is his first really big meet back. It's really interesting to see what kind of shape he's in. Yeah. I mean, can he bring it one more time?
30 years old. We'll see what he's got.
Aboud of Iraq, 2016 Olympian. Sounds like he's had some really intense training days in the training hall here, going very heavy, taking strong workouts. So I'm excited to see what kind of damage he can do in this session.
First time we've seen him at Senior World since 2010.
Poland's Michalski, 2018 European champion in the old 105 kilogram class. He's going to have his work cut out for him here in the snatch, but clean and jerk, he's running with the pack. There are three referees. They judge every lift. The snatch phase of the competition, the clean and jerk phase, each lift judged by these three referees. You need two good signals from the referees. Two of the three referees have to say it's a good lift for it to count.
In a weightlifting competition, the best effort in both the snatch and clean and jerk are added together for total. In 2018, we introduced new bodyweight categories. Here on screen are the world record standards at the three age groups that we recognize in the sport. So as of this year and as of this meet, we have all new world records in each bodyweight category. And if you are new to weightlifting, the competition format is progressive. 3 attempts in the snatch, 3 attempts in the clean and jerk. Once weight goes on the barbell, it does not come off. So the order of lifting is driven by the weight on the bar, then the attempt number, and then in the event that both athletes or more than one athletes are looking for the same weight on the same attempt number, the one who has waited the longest will ultimately be the one that comes out first. JP Nicoletta, David Baffa, and Sean Waxman are here with you throughout for this men's 109 kilo Group A. And we have some changes coming in before we get this started. And right now it looks like 173 kilos is going to be loaded for Arkadiusz Michalski of Poland.
Changes going in for Poland.
To start the meet, what is that, 3?
175 is being requested. And that takes a few minutes to change. They got to remove the blue and small red plates and small yellow plates, get the big red plates out. So he'll have a few seconds. You know, very often when at the weigh-in is when you have to declare your opening attempts. Right. And then as the meet starts, it's not uncommon to see a lot of shuffling and changing before even the first lift is done. And that's a strategy to kind of throw your opponent off a little bit.
All right, so now we do have 174 kilos loaded, and the lifter is Jesus Gonzalez of Venezuela. You knew it right when he punched out. Sean, did you?
A little swing back on that, and once that bar gets rolling back overhead, it's really difficult to stop, especially at these weights.
So you see it right as he punches out. The body shifted back just a little bit.
Got to control that bar overhead. Now, I'm sure he'll repeat this.
Actually, look at that.
Okay, well,
they're going to move him up. And what will that get him? 3 attempts in theory, assuming no other changes. So 175 kilos is going to be loaded, as mentioned. That will bring out the 3rd big red plate. So that tends to slow down the loading of the barbell just a little bit.
On the left-hand side of the screen, you see our tower with the lifter. Lifter highlighted in green is currently lifting their next attempt, indicated along with made and missed lifts.
So 175 kilos is loaded now for the first attempt of Georgi Sheikov.
Best lift from the B session is 183. That's the weight to beat.
Arroyo.
Good opener.
Second lift of the session is 175.
Well, these are big, strong guys.
Yeah.
109 kilos is not a small man. That's good.
Very
to see
strong.
Bulgarians start off with a make. We haven't always seen that this week.
Yeah, no, there have been some unfortunate outcomes for some of the Bulgarians.
And for Michalski, I think that's about as much as he's ever done.
Sounds like
He's opened with it.
so Barari just did 170 in the back, his last warm-up. Coming out for a 175 here on his opening attempt.
Mohammadreza Barari of the Islamic Republic of Iran snatched 86 in the Olympics.
Yeah, you know, a little slow, a little deliberate, but he moves under it quickly.
You know, and it's good to see a start like this here for Barari, because at the Asian Championships in August, he bombed with a 176 kilo snatch series. So
it looked like the bar came in a little low on him, and it was a little out in front, which not enough to hit for him to miss it, but something to keep an eye on as he moves forward.
Low connection point where it hit his hips.
Yeah, it didn't look like it came into the. I don't know how he lifts as much, but it looked like it came in low on the hip.
So he is going for 180. We will see him in a bit. Now, the return of Andre Aramnao.
Very excited to see him lift. Great lifter.
Most excited to see him this week.
I think
this
so.
This is a guy who has snatched over 200 kilos in competition.
I mean, he was thrilling to watch.
Yeah.
When he first came onto the scene.
Sounds like he just did 170 in the back. Man, that looks, I love it. Oh, so exciting with that lift. Armnaut gets on the board, 175. Pretty casual.
For me.
Yeah, for me as well.
People, yeah.
Great lifter.
And the way he moved and the way he interacted with the bar was like nothing I've ever seen since Ilya. I mean, he was Ilya before Ilya.
Yeah. And again, he was an athlete. Sean and I were chatting about this earlier, but he was born with 6 fingers.
Yeah.
And then had one removed, obviously.
Would that be against the rules?
No.
I mean, get a better grip on the bar.
All right, so now first attempt for Michalski of Poland.
Beautiful lift.
Yeah. We're being treated to a really nice demonstration of excellent snatches right now.
And that's up there. That's the most I think he's ever started with. That matches the most he's ever started with. in a major competition. You'd have to go back to 2015, 2016 to find the last time he did it, including Rio. But he was a 105 then. I think he really likes being a 109. We'll see what he has in store for his next attempts. And now on his second attempt, Jesus Gonzalez, 175 kilos, missed his opener with 174. Swung over, he lost it behind him on the opener.
Looks like he's bathed in chalk. He's having a rough time.
Yeah, that's not good.
That was, it looked like he maybe tried to overcorrect. Sometimes when you miss it back, you cut the extension a little bit and it comes out in front, and it looks like a little out in front maybe.
I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe he got behind it a little early too, because everything was left out front.
The problem as a coach, as I look at that, is he's had 2 lifts. He's done 2 different things wrong.
Yeah.
And that.
Say that bar is about an inch off his head.
Yes.
It is really, I mean, he's tall, he's a bigger guy, but man, he grips it wide.
You know, the benefit of that is that you have to pull the bar to a lower height, but the problem is that it's less stable.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you have to kind of figure out what the happy medium there.
There's no free lunch in weightlifting. As much as weightlifters would like it, there's no free lunch.
No.
So that's...
There's also something strange that I've noticed here on Martirosyan.
He just went up. It looks like it declared 79 maybe. Sorry, he entered?
He moved up to 79.
Yeah.
He's playing right at the, I mean, he's opened with 79, 78 before in the past, but he's making full use of that 20 kilo rule. He opened with 78, and he has 205 in on his clean and jerk. He must open with that 205. So here's Botchkov, 179.
Okay, hangs on. He did 175 in the warm-up room. Hangs on for that 79.
It almost looked like the bar started to drift on him.
I think it did, backwards. Yeah. Absolutely. You see it right there.
And he stopped it.
It's very strong.
Very strong. It's very difficult to do that. Nice lift.
So now back to Michalski, 179, 4 kilo increment, made his opener with 75. It looked like they originally declared 80 and they dropped it down for the second attempt.
Maybe he didn't want to wait.
Maybe not.
Yeah, there's a bit of a backup at 80.
Oh, I'm surprised at that.
Yeah.
Jumped back a little bit, didn't take the bar with him, so the bar was out in front. You can't save it there. Yeah, jump back just a bit. Can't do that unless, like I mentioned earlier, jump back, take the bar with you, and you
Exactly.
do that.
Right now, Martirosyan of Austria.
And he didn't look good on that opener, 78.
Elected to move up a kilo, so here he is, 179 kilos, second attempt. Michalski is on deck with this same weight.
better?
Well, I mean, it looked like he's not. It looked like he cut his pull short, and he just never got the height on the bar.
Well,
that he
and I
needed.
think that's it. You know, we talk about trade-offs, like you mentioned earlier, Sean. A trade-off with that wide grip. I don't, even for a big guy like him, how much force can you really exert on the bar in the pull?
Yeah, just right. You weaken your ability to extend on the bar the wider the grip. He's in trouble because he hasn't convinced me that he can make anywhere near that right now.
So now Michalski, 179, back for his third attempt.
And I think he should make this because, you know, he looked like he was in the right position, but his arms were a little soft, and then the bar started to drift. You know, if he locked it out hard when he caught it, I don't think he would have missed that.
In particular, the left arm.
The right, it's a perfect spot, and he just.
You know, he tried a little shoulder movement to save it. It was a good effort.
Yeah, but.
So Michalski will be credited with his opening attempt, and now we are in our second. Botchkov there moving up. We are now in our second do-or-die spot. Sargis Martirosyan must make 179 kilos here on his third attempt to post a total.
And after a good rhythm opening up in some of these lifts, we've now gotten into a bit of a rut,
It's
unfortunately.
what, 6 in a row?
Yeah. And there we go. And again, look at where that bar is overhead.
It makes no sense that he can lift this way. But
If he spikes his hair, it's touching the barbell.
His hands are wide, his feet are wide. He's way buried into the bottom when he catches that.
Yeah.
But he saves his day.
Coaches are happy about that, rightfully so.
So good lift there from Martirosyan.
Different lifter on that third attempt.
Yeah. A boot from Iraq coming out right now. Opening at 180. Again, still have yet to pass the 183 high mark of the B group.
I think he just did 175 in the back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I think he might have moved his feet a little early.
Looked like that to me. Sort of jumped a little in anticipation.
No, he's got a real big foot stomp.
Yeah, very
there.
pronounced foot stomp.
Not ideal.
He'll have some rest. Time to sort out that technique. In the meantime, Shikov of Bulgaria will come out for the same weight, 180, second attempt.
Now, I thought it was a pretty good attempt. I think he was the one that I thought it came in a little low, maybe. Was it him? I don't remember.
All right, so now back to Shikov, 180 kilos.
No, and you know, after that make by Martirosyan of Austria, we're kind of back in the rut of missed lifts, unfortunately. The Bulgarian coaching staff not thrilled about that. But he does have one more attempt.
And it will go back to Aboud of Iraq.
Clock is running on Aboud. There is Ivan Ivanov, one of the Bulgarian coaches himself, a very good lifter.
Taking his time, Aboud, to get out here.
Yeah.
He seems like he's explosive, but just a little out of control. Certainly has the power to do this. See if he has the precision.
He's done it before, so let's see if he can pull it off here in his second attempt. 180 kilos. Salwan Aboud.
That's the leg.
There you go.
So with that aggressiveness, like you said, Sean, you know, you got to be precise. You can be explosive, but there's that risk in the explosiveness not going the same way every time. But there, he nails it.
That foot stomp is crazy.
Yeah, it's a big stomp. You could roll under that.
Well, you need to check the platform after he steps off of it.
I mean, he snatches hard enough, but you add a higher degree of difficulty once you lift the feet in the air like that.
Keeping it interesting for us.
Absolutely.
So Aboud has declared 184 for his third attempt. He'll be back in the meantime. Georgi Shikov, 180.
Oh. We have a theme here.
Yeah. Your better attempt.
Yeah.
Just started to drift back. And like you said earlier, Sean, it's really difficult to maintain once that weight wants to go somewhere.
Yeah, there's no stopping it. In very rare cases is somebody going to be able to stop that.
Yeah, and generally, I'd say, you know, better to let it go than risk an injury.
Right.
It's not worth it. Come out for the clean and jerk.
All right, so now Mohammad Reza Barari, Islamic Republic of Iran, second attempt, 181 kilos. Made his opener with 75.
Just think of how long it's been since we've seen him.
Good point. He's been out
because of all these misses.
Yeah, he probably expected to be out 5 or 6 attempts ago.
Gets on the board again with that 181, and very nicely done.
Yes. That one was spot on. That first one that he did, it was a hair bit out front, but not here. Good position.
Really nice.
And now again, you know, Aram now is up, and it's been a while since we've seen him as well.
You know, Barari is someone to pay attention to. I think he's somebody who probably was affected by a weight cut down to 105, not having to do it anymore. I think we should start to factor him into the big picture here on this. He might be a real player when it comes to the clean and jerk, but now, Andre Aram now, second attempt, 181. This is a 6-kilo jump from his opening attempt.
Yeah, they're going to give that.
That's too bad, and he knows it. That right arm. Yeah. You know, he was the record holder in the old 105 class with 200. So these are weights he's encountered before.
It's also an Olympic record. He did that 200. Yeah. It was a world record and an Olympic record.
That armband right there, that's too bad.
And as I mentioned, I'm pretty sure he did 201.
Only just recently gotten back into training.
Yes.
The meet in Belarus in 2013, he snatched 201. He weighed 113.
He was a little overweight there, I recall.
But still, you're talking about a guy who's, you know, a world-class premier lifter in the snatch.
He's going to go up. He's asked for 182. That brings up a new lifter at the same weight.
Gospodinov from Bulgaria.
Successful on his first, 176. 6-kilo jump here, 182. Looked like his hips came up a little bit off the floor, chest dropped. makes it a little difficult to make those weights.
So that left it in front?
Yeah, left it out in front. Pushes the bar out in front a little bit. Chest drop there.
Away.
And then kicked the bar away. Difficult to recover from that.
So no lift there for Gospodinov at 82. He's got another attempt. And Aram now is back. Missed 181 on his second attempt, made his opener 175. Here he is, third attempt. 182 kilos. We have yet to see 3 competitors in this group.
Good lift. And a little smile on his face.
Little smile.
You don't see that very often from him, but
I hope he knows we're smiling back at him. Like we said, this is an athlete we remember seeing years ago. One of the most exciting athletes to watch. And, you know, it's too bad he missed that second or was turned down, because I think he was good for 185, 186 even.
I agree.
Not near his best, but certainly enough to keep him in the running here.
All right, so now back to Gospodinov, 182 kilos, third attempt. This would move him into third. Behind Aram now, who's second. Oh,
same thing.
Doesn't get any closer. Good effort. I thought he had it.
When you catch the bar and stand up, you want a direct line between the bar, your hips, and the middle of your foot. And if your hips get away from that, like there, there's no way you can.
Not a chance.
Catch that. Very easy. You know, it almost looks like he lifts it with his arms a little bit, but I mean, he doesn't.
Yeah.
You can't lift it with your arms and do that.
Not 186. No, yeah.
It's almost like a.
There's
like
an initial tension.
Something. It's strange.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's a great lift. I'm not geeking it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, so now Barari, 186. If successful here, he will be 3 for 3. Would guarantee a top 5 finish in the snatch.
Slow off the hip. I think if he's got a little bit more speed off the hip, it would have been the exact right spot.
Yeah. He ends up 2 for 3, but man, every kilo is going to cost you in this competition.
And the coaches, as he walks off, they're motioning to him like with their hand overhead. They leaned forward. See him again.
Yes.
That's what he was saying as.
You know, I think you're right, though, Sean. It was a little slow. It slowed down too much.
So now here is Nurudinov of Uzbekistan. He just had the day of his life at the Olympics. I mean, just completely amazing performance, 431. In Almaty, he was part of that wild finish.
Yes.
To the men's 105. He did 1 kilo more, 432. But he is the 2016 Olympic champion. Let's see what he has for us with 187 here on his opening attempt.
He's also a very dynamic athlete.
I don't know.
Sean, I hear you making some noise down there.
Oh, they turned it down.
I'm telling you guys.
I know.
Man, that is rough.
That is rough. It's
And this is bad because he's in a gunfight
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they can't.
Just watch. Wait, is it icy shoulder?
No, it's
Left arm. There you go.
Man, that little movement.
It's tiny. And I'm with you, JP.
Yikes.
I think you are as well, Sean. And that you go with the athlete. That small movement is really okay. But yeah, you're in a gunfight here. You can't blink.
Narudinov is going up, but he is still the lifter. He would have to go to 190 to get a break.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a war of attrition.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's make one, mess around, and hope others miss two. And in a session like this, you see plenty of red on that board. There have been a good amount of misses here.
Yeah.
Not in a good way, but I'm saying a number of lifters have been missing. If you can get one done, you really don't know how much it might be okay.
Ruslan's not a guy that misses.
Not often.
And I still don't think he's missed.
Well, he didn't miss. Yeah, it was turned down.
He has opened as heavy as 190. He did that at the Olympics.
But I don't expect these guys to be in the shape that they would be at
He's
the
not
end
that
of
far
the
from it,
quad.
though. I mean, like, you're talking about going to 2014, 2013 even, tended to open around 185, 184.
At 105.
At 105, here we are a bit up, but he tended to open 20, 25 in the clean and jerk. He's doing the same thing with a little more body weight on him, but he's still lifting similar weights.
And I'm surprised
Here's
we still
Martirosyan,
have,
the one lifter we haven't seen, by the way.
right.
Martirosyan, yeah.
And I'm surprised we still have 4 lifters left. I mean, that's yeah, around at this weight.
But you got to feel like this is a must-make for Ruslan Narudinov.
That I'm surprised at.
Yeah, it really slowed down in the hip, which was interesting and uncharacteristic. So now the question is, do you sit on your 2-minute clock again?
That was not a great attempt.
No.
No, it wasn't where he wanted it, and you see he bailed pretty early on it.
And I don't know if he's ever been in this situation on an international stage.
Wow, 2011.
Okay.
That's how far back you have to go. At the time, he was snatching 160 kilos, and I'm not saying that to laugh, but it's almost unbelievable. And he pulled it out in that instance, but that was the one instance that you can find where he didn't make an opener or a second attempt in succession. That's going back a long way.
Taking a whiff of ammonia, most likely
I
there.
don't think so, because you can't sniff ammonia like that deeply without.
It's a guy snatching 190 kilos, man. His relation to ammonia is different from our relation to ammonia. All right?
That's fair point, Papa.
This is a rough spot, and this could really change the dynamic of the competition.
Oh, dramatically. I mean, this is a crucial moment in this competition. Ruslan Narudinov must make this attempt.
Coming on his third attempt, Uzbekistan, Ruslan Narudinov!
So here is 189 kilos, third attempt.
Certainly has the crowd behind him.
It will move him into the lead for now. Would be good for at worst 4th place in the snatch. If he misses, no total.
And that is, I would say, the surprise of the session.
popped off.
Yeah, loses his grip and does not complete a snatch. It's a lot of weight in the hands.
I don't get this, but
it happens.
So that clears the runway for Simon Martirosyan. 190 kilos, but he is going to have to make this to get on the board. His best is 197.
Reasonable opener.
And he did that weighing 111.
Beautiful left.
Martirosyan takes the lead in the snatch with that opener.
And he has the highest, at least declared opener in the clean and jerk at 230.
Look at that, you know, he's pretty wide in that grip too.
Yeah.
Man, he looks like collar to collar, bar just barely overhead.
So now 190 stays on for Rodion Bojkov. This would move him into second.
And he's looked great so far. He's put himself in a great position.
Yeah. Listed with a very low clean and jerk opener, but man, he makes up the kilos where he can in this snatch. Almost loses it behind, but holds on.
Great lift. As you mentioned, a pretty low opener in the clean and jerk, so he needed all those kilos in the snatch.
So now 191. Yang Zhu made his opener 186.
Convincingly.
That currently has him sitting in third, so he is guaranteed at least a bronze medal. There are only 2 athletes remaining in this competition. If successful here, he will move into the lead.
You know, it's not as explosive and crazy dynamic as other lifters, but it just, he gets it done.
It's an odd, I had mentioned earlier, there's something about it that's odd.
He pulls kind of bent arm off the floor, but it's a nice big long pull.
Yep. Very efficient.
Yeah.
I also see in the overhead position, it's a little strange. One arm rotates a little more than the other.
Yeah, that right arm goes back a little bit.
But
Left
it's
arm
stable,
comes
it
forward.
stays. It's just his lockout. So now 195.
So we're in the snatch end game now, and any of these lifters blinks and that's it. They lose that top position.
This is 1 kilo under the new world standard.
That's right.
I wasn't expecting to see snatches up in this at this weight. Well, we still might not, but but hopefully we will. Beautiful lift.
Yeah.
He's got a great flow about his lifts, man.
Majority decision.
I don't know what they saw with that, but that was a good lift in my book.
They were probably watching you snatch, Bob, but that's why they gave him that red light. But I don't see what's wrong with that.
Would have been 3 reds if I would have been thinking about me, but yeah, that
So
was a
good
nice
lift
lift.
there from Martirosyan. And he's a lifter we've seen. He's 21 years old now. He has been competing internationally since he was 16, and this is very likely the coming of age moment for him. He is almost there, but Yang Zhu will not make it easy. 196 now on the bar. This will match the new world record standard for this bodyweight class.
mean, he's good for 200.
I think so. I would agree. That was beautiful.
So now, you know, if Petrosian wants to win, he's got to set the world record.
197.
That's right.
And that is exactly what he's called for.
Look at that. Same twist. That right arm goes back, left arm out. But, man, it works. He does it every time. 3 for 3 for China's Yang Zhu. And just looked great on each one.
And Martirosyan's going to have to be 3 for 3 himself if he wants this. And he's going to need a world record in order to win the gold medal here in the snatch competition in the men's 109 kilo category at the 2018 World Championships. This is the final attempt of this session. Seamus Martirosyan, 197 kilos, world record.
Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. I think they're going to call him on that right arm.
Let's see. No, 2 to 1. That's a rough call. And that means there, unless the jury overturns, which there's no movement.
No movement from the jury.
He's turned down.
Staying there.
The Armenians are mean-mugging the jury as we speak.
Here's that lift.
Man.
It's very slight, and to me that's a good, again, we say it's the theme of the week. We side with the athlete.
They're just over.
It's so slight.
Overdoing it. And it looks like that will hold, and that is a really
the Armenian coach is still
heartbreaking
in the doorway.
You got to be careful with that. You got to be careful with that.
They're all coming back out.
On screen here, we have our gold medalist in the snatch, Yang Zhu.
With an absolutely phenomenal 196 kilos. Beautiful 3 for 3, perfect performance on the day.
The Armenians got to be careful right now because they're still in the doorway and they're staring at the jury.
They are frustrated. Martirosyan there, your silver medalist. And there is Bojkov. He was just tremendous. 190, 3 for 3.
Also 3 for 3, yeah.
So a very dramatic end to the snatch competition here in the men's 109 kilo category.
It hasn't ended yet. They're trying to drag the coaches out of the the doorway here. Finally, okay, now they're left.
Believe me, once those coaches from Armenia get back into the warm-up room, they're going to look for any blue jacket they can find to keep yelling at.
Oh, it's not over yet.
He's back.
He's back.
The coach is back. That's right. Athletes prepping right now for the clean and jerk phase.
And this is
Bojkov, who we saw there. He's going to be out pretty early. Here are the results for the men's 109 kilogram snatch phase of the competition. You look at our top 3 athletes, only one missed, and not even missed. One lift out of those top 3 athletes ruled against, not counted.
It's going to be over in a second.
So we mentioned at the end of this, Seamus Martirosyan turned down on his 3rd attempt with what would have been a world record, and the Armenian coaches they're gonna have their say on this. I mean, they are really frustrated.
There is Martirosyan on
He is
screen.
out in the jury area. He's going to speak to Thomas Ayan even.
The coach is
Here's
going.
the replay.
Now look, it's a bad call, but coaches
can't be out here. You see him right now. He's talking to
There's Thomas Ayan
and Ayan
in the blue jacket,
you know,
the light blue jacket.
His role as general secretary and president of the IWF, he's not an official at this meet. He's not going to do it. There's no good that can come from being out here.
No, you need to get your athlete ready to clean and jerk and win a world championship.
And in fairness, Martirosyan has a huge clean and jerk. He might very well win this thing, but to be out here now, they could get in trouble for this.
Yeah, there's no positive outcome here.
Right, because they're not going to change the lift right now.
They're not going to change it at all. And all they're going to do is get themselves in trouble.
Niku Vlad indicating what the call was.
He said, well, look, I snatched 200 kilos at 100 kilos. What are you worried about?
Yeah, Niku Vlad, one of the real greats of the sport. Tomasz Ayan again there in the light blue jacket. But you know what's nice is Martirosyan is just sitting back,
He's
eating
doing what
candy.
he needs to be doing. And look at it again. It's the right arm that we think the press out was called.
And it's the wrong call.
And it's just the ever so slightest of movements, and it was a 2-to-1 decision. And, you know, guys, this reminds me of the 2016 Olympics where Salimi got called out on that dramatic, you know, in that moment when he was overruled in the clean and jerk by the jury, and he came out along with the coaches, and the coach dragged him back in, or as best he could, to get Salimi back into the room.
But it was a clean and jerk. There wasn't any lifting after that.
It doesn't matter, because you can't be out there.
Well, there was lifting because there were other athletes going.
That's true. You're right.
But you can't have any resemblance or any form of, oh, look at the reaction.
Here are some highlights from the men's snatch session before we lead into the clean and jerk portion. Now about 5 minutes.
In the men's 109 kilo clean and jerk competition, and we have just witnessed the end of a snatch competition with some controversy.
It's still not over, I don't think.
Now the Armenian coach is out here. He is looking for anybody to show him a replay, to
I don't know.
To chirp at, I don't know, but he is pacing around the field of play. If you weren't with us, Simon Martirosyan was turned down 2-to-1 on a 197 kilo snatch.
World record.
World record effort. Left him in silver position, and now we start this clean and jerk competition with Sargis Martirosyan of Austria on the barbell with 205 kilos.
Yeah, his overhead position is a bit of an adventure.
Right. Yeah. And with 205, he's going to have to follow himself.
And the best clean and jerk of the previous session is by USA's Wes Kitts at 222.
It's going to be a little while before we see that mark. And Martirosyan, yeah, he'd have to move up to a 210.
That's a bad idea.
To get a break.
Yeah. So an athlete following themselves gets a 2-minute clock. The normal clock is 1 minute. And this is one of the challenges of weightlifting compared to powerlifting, for example, where many powerlifting federations, every athlete takes an attempt, the bar is reset, everyone takes a second attempt, so your rest is kind of standardized. In weightlifting, the bar always travels up. So if you miss and there's no one else asking for that weight, you got to follow yourself. It's very challenging for the heavier athletes at the heavier body weights.
So we're approaching a minute or so now on Sargis Martirosyan's second attempt. For those of you who weren't with us in the snatch competition, Yang Zhu of China, winner of the gold medal in the snatch, 196 kilo snatch. Simon Martirosyan of Armenia, silver at 195. Ruslan Nurudinov, Olympic champion from Uzbekistan, bombed out.
Surprise of the session, I'd say.
And now Sargis Martirosyan, Austria, on the bar, second attempt, 205 kilos.
Good clean. Much better attack.
Yeah, he was really upright in receiving that clean. He actually caught it kind of high, resisted the bar, and
Great attempt.
overall a much better lift. Yeah, should have done that on the first one.
Yes, he should have.
If only it were so easy. But yeah, for the second time in a row, just picture perfect clean. And no issue with that punch out. Watch when the bar gets a little heavier for him now. He tends to load the bar overhead in a way that I don't know how to describe it. Looks uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I got to imagine, I mean, maybe he goes 210, but I don't know.
He's going 210, it looks like.
Oh, that'll give him some rest. I mean, it's a smart call. Let's hope he can do it.
So 210 would bring Georgy Shikov to the bar. This is Shikov's first attempt. Bachkov would be on deck. Should he elect to stay with this 110, we'll see. And right now, Aramnau is also slated for 110. But those could change. Right now, Georgy Shikov of Bulgaria, first attempt, 110 kilos. Did 200 in the back a few moments ago.
It's a very nice clean.
Excellent clean. I don't know about that. Oh, boy.
They passed that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like let's look at his grip on this.
For a big guy.
Really
Very narrow.
That passed, huh? I mean, we would pass it sitting here.
Well, you're right.
So 210 stays on now. Rodion Bachkov.
Who had an excellent snatch session, sitting in third after the snatch, 190. Beautiful.
Yeah, I think he was slated to open at 204, 205, so he's moved up a little bit and looked good. Looked like a solid opener.
Typical, like we've seen from the Russian lifters. This week, you know, just real solid technique.
Yeah, some of the weights have been a little bit down, but technically they look as sharp as ever.
Absolutely.
So that will move him into the lead for now with a 400 kilo total. With a long way to go. He's out early. And here's Andre Aramnau, 210 kilos, first attempt.
To be honest, I was hoping that wasn't the case. And he was coming out.
He was going to go bigger.
Yeah.
Well, this is up near the most I've seen him do in training recently.
Okay.
On his Instagram, at least. Could
Well,
be hiding.
that's where we get all our weightlifting information.
He doesn't wait around.
No.
No, he never has. He was a guy that would get right up, catch that bounce, and then go.
Yeah, uses the bar's natural oscillation.
Yes.
Moves with the bar really nicely. See that whip right there.
Same timing as he's always had.
Right? It's great.
All right, so now Sargis Martirosyan, 210, third attempt. If successful, a 389 kilo total.
If you repeat what he did on the second attempt, he's got a good shot at this. Great clean.
think he gets it.
I think he gets it.
He almost lost it for a second. I mean, that was a really good fight.
So shifted over to the right a little bit, but he was strong enough to hold that up there. Great lift. I mean, that first one's kind of an anomaly. Like, well, you know, what happened?
Yeah, you know, you asked him do the same thing.
He did the same thing.
And he did it.
But right here, he's
But,
going to lose it.
His feet aren't in the line, which is against the rules, but it seems like the rules aren't so important, I suppose, this week.
So here is Jesus Gonzalez. Bombed out in the snatch, but elected to continue on here in the clean and jerk. He is opening with 212 kilos. This is his first attempt.
Unlike in the Olympics, which is only for 1 medal, well, championships, we compete for 3 medals.
So you are allowed to continue on.
Absolutely. Good lift.
Yeah. It's a shame he was unable to complete a snatch.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure no one is more disappointed than he. But he can come out and stay in the running in the clean and jerk.
All right, so it looks like we have a change going in. 215 is where we will see him next. And now Mohamed Reza Barari, 215. And Barari, who looked very sharp in the snatch, 186, was a close attempt on his third attempt, but unfortunately he missed it. So he was credited with 181. That was good for 6th place. Starting here with 215 kilos in the clean and jerk.
Again, 222, that high mark in the B group.
Oh. He almost elbow touched.
Close.
That looked heavy.
And that's a surprise.
Yeah. That bar, I mean, the clean crushed it.
Yeah, not what you expect to see.
Second attempt, he missed this
And
on his opener.
Not convincingly either. Better.
Yeah, I tell you, the Iranians sometimes are the king of, let's make this look as heavy as possible,
And
come
then
back,
add more.
and then make it and hit more.
Well, I was talking to our spotters in the back with the men's 102, and let's watch this first.
Still looks heavy. I mean, he makes it, but...
Right, it's kind of right on the edge there.
Yeah.
Was it Hashemi?
Yeah, Chevy, he said, you know, all his warm-ups look terrible. I mean, he says there's no way he's going to be, and then he was incredible.
Yeah.
All right, so Ferrari on the board now with 215, currently sitting on a 396 total. And we are now back to the final attempt of Andre Aram now. 215.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Started to fade, I think. Once you start to fade, That's over, but very exciting to see him lift. It's a real treat for us who remember him from early 2000s and from the '08 Olympics. Good to see him back in the platform. This is his first major international competition in many, many years.
I think 2014.
No, I think it's before that, right?
Bulgarian coach putting a change in for his athlete. Clock running on Russia's Bochkov, and it's running for real. So they're getting him out here.
This is a second attempt for Rodion Bochkov. He made his opener with 2:10.
Perfect day so far for Bochkov. Very nice.
You hear the early down signal, and that's usually not good.
It's never a good sign.
One of the Russian coaches trying to sell it.
Yeah, that's good luck with that one.
Well, you got to try.
Right. Not a lot of drive in that bar. You know, you need that drive to get the bar high enough to get the elbow, to get under the bar and lock the elbows. You just didn't have it.
So we know the deal at this point. If it's not perfect, it's not going to get white lights. Rodion does have another attempt. He'll be back in the meantime. 2:16, Jesus Gonzalez.
A little bit slow standing up on his last attempt on a clean, but he really did a great job with the jerk. Nice jerk. He really wedges himself under the bar really nicely.
3 white lights, judges agree.
2 white lights, or 2 good lifts after bombing out the snatch.
I do wonder how much more he has in him, in that clean especially.
Great job with the jerk. Really fun to watch him.
Bulgarian athlete being called out now.
This is the first time we're seeing Gasparinov
in the clean and jerk.
In the clean and jerk. First attempt, 217 kilos. He made 214 in Anaheim last year as a 105. He did that on his second attempt. Was ultimately good for 7th place at Worlds last year. Here he is opening with 217.
Oh. Boy, that came. It's weird. It looked like it came into the right spot, but it really
folded him in
got
half.
Shoulder.
Yeah, folded him in half. It really crushed him. I think I saw an elbow touch, but in any event, it's a moot point.
I even almost got to his shoulder.
Oh, barely.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a momentary lapse or if it's just a questionable call on that opening attempt, because that looked. We saw with the Iranian opening attempt when he missed looked heavy, but for Gasparinov that looked really heavy. Yeah, and it is. Let's not
it's all relative.
Pretend it's light, but yeah, 217.
And you talk about the call. I mean, he had the option of opening as light as 210. His entry total in this meet was 406, which means his opening lifts had to total out to 386, and he opened with 176. So that means he's opening 7 kilos above the 20 kilo rule minimum.
Yeah.
And that looks like it might have been a heavy gamble.
Well, as we've seen with some of the Bulgarians this week, it's go big or go home.
Bulgarians and some others. And when we talk about the Olympic qualification and the system here, to bomb out at these meets, and at this meet in particular, is And then it's not the end of an Olympic hope, but it's pretty disastrous.
You got it. You're fighting uphill. Much better. That's not going to.
I think he could be okay.
I think so.
He might have started to drop it before he got the down. I just don't know. Good lift.
Well, 2-1, the judges say okay. We'll see if there's any movement on the jury. You know, normally we don't defer to the jury so much, but they've been so active this meet. We've been waiting after every lift.
You know, his elbows are slow to get around, and that's going to be that could be part of the reason why he's having a hard time receiving that bar. Got to really rip your elbows around the bar. You want to see your elbows stop at the same time as your feet land. When the elbows stop, you want it to be all the way up.
So for now, it looks like that will hold up.
Yeah.
We hope it does.
And it looks like he's
218 is being called for Botchkov.
Botchkov was sprinting, literally sprinting. Not often you see a weightlifter run. Oh, well, yeah, he ran, what, 10 meters or something like that. That's it for Botchkov, unfortunately. Only credited with his opener.
Took a 2-kilo jump off the miss at 216 on his second, but he will finish with an even 400. And guys, we have still yet to see 4 lifters. One of them has bombed, but there's a whole new door open again.
Yeah. Well, and I think, you know, that snatch phase for him was really where he had to make up his kilos. With his clean and jerk, it was going to be very difficult for him to make it onto the podium overall. 400 is a strong total, but Simon Martirosyan, for example, was entered with 440. Now, I don't know that we're going to reach 440 for Martirosyan, but we're going to reach into well into the 400s. Bulgaria's Georgy Shikov right now. Second attempt, a 9-kilo increase on his opener, 219.
Martirosyan has to open with 230.
Oh, because of entry total.
Has no choice. All right, so here's Shikov. Second attempt, 219.
Really narrow, you're right, Junior.
And he stays narrow in the jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with that is, you know, it can affect your overhead, your ability to put the bar in the right position overhead, because it limits your mobility.
So close.
And you have to drive the bar really high. So it's kind of like a double whammy.
So 2 wide, no good. 2 narrow, no good. There's no pleasing Sean Waxman.
Well, right in the middle, eh? Right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Come on, Baffa.
No, I think we
was bronze lifted in the B yesterday. So
in the 102s.
In the 102s, I'm sorry, he was in the A in the 102s, thank you. There's a real opportunity here for Yang Zhu, but at the same time, he's now on his 3rd attempt clean and jerk, and Martirosyan hasn't opened yet.
Yeah.
If this plays out a certain way, Martirosyan is going to be way over on that 230. We'll come back to that in a second, but now, here's Arkadiusz Michalski, first attempt, 221. Nice clean.
Beautiful jerk.
See that whip on the bar?
Yeah.
I gotta say that.
Short dip where you get that bar moving.
That'll give him a 396 for now, which is good for 4th in total.
Very nice clean. You can see that bar bend, and he just times it absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, if Yang makes his last clean and jerk,
He put in a 10-kilo jump.
well, I don't know if he's going to do that, but if he makes his last clean and jerk, he's going to medal.
Oh, he's definitely going to medal. Yeah. Gospodinov, 221. 3rd attempt.
He needed a little bit more pop to get that bar a little bit higher. That was good effort.
But a 2 for 6 day for Vasil Gospodinov.
Yeah, and here's the thing, we've said it all week, but in this competition this week, you're not squeaking on the podium 2 for 6.
No.
Other athletes are going to make their lifts and outlift you. It's been back and forth the whole time, pretty much every session. Back and forth. I don't know that we've had any medalists, to be honest.
Less than like 4 for 6 or something. I have to look that up, but yeah, it's a good point. So here's Shikov, 221. 3rd attempt.
Clean.
Now, and you know, here's where I think the Bulgarians are getting out-coached in a certain way.
Oh, it's a big jump on a big jump off a miss.
Yeah.
He opened with 219, 210, went to 219, but finish the thought. Why?
They both their athletes 2 for 6 in the day.
Big jumps. In this case, he missed and moved up, missed both of them.
Yeah, just you got to question the weight calling of the Bulgarian coach.
Just seems gunslinging and risky.
You're getting outlifted too, of course, but they could have moved up a few spots.
Right.
You got to question it. Nuradinov right now of Uzbekistan unfortunately did not post a snatch, but looking to make some medal in the clean and jerk. This would equal the best out of the B group, so it would put him in 2nd for the time being.
Great jerk.
Beautiful.
Man.
His transition from the hips to under the bar, like the way he pulls.
Very interesting.
That what? We're that far? We're this far?
Yeah. Well, that transition.
Oh, the style.
Yeah, the style. Beautiful jerk. Gets that weight overhead. It's a real shame that was unable to complete a snatch, because he'd have been right in the hunt.
Someone who is in the hunt. Salwan Aboud, 222 kilos. He was 9th in the snatch, but this will give him a 402 kilo total, and for now move him into 2nd place.
Oh, he is strong.
No, I don't know. I think it's okay.
You know, with the black shirt, we talked about this the other day.
It's good
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at his feet if we can. No, we're not going to see it, but he doesn't move his feet in the clean.
Which is interesting, because in the snatch we noticed that very pronounced stomp. And usually somebody doesn't have such a
dichotomy, the difference between
the snatch and clean and jerk. Like, usually somebody who stomps their feet in the snatch will do the same thing in the clean. So that was really different. Good word, I guess.
Yes, different's a good word.
All right, so now we have a change going in on Aboud, or at least a declaration to 226.
Yang Zhu has come down from that 230
to
up in the
223.
stratosphere.
I mean, that was no way that was going to happen.
I mean, why go all the way up to 230? That's a 7-kilo drop for what ultimately is a 3-kilo increment. But this will move him into well, he's already in first, but this will give him a 419.
Which will probably hold for at least a bronze in the total.
I would think so.
Well, until Martosian.
A bronze in the total,
Yeah.
though.
Yes. Boy, I can't get over that armband.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's going to close off a 6-for-6 performance for Yang Zhu. And with that, give him a 419-kilo total.
I think that all but guarantees him a spot on the podium in the total. He already gets a snatch gold medal. I think that will hold for bronze.
I would not bet against that. And to put it in perspective, because of that, if 419 holds up as the second place total, right? Seaman Martirosyan has to open with 230. He only needs 225 right now. But because of the 20-kilo rule, he has to open within 20 kilos of what he entered with.
Yeah.
He entered with 440, and that's the risk when you put in these huge entry totals.
Doesn't make any sense.
He's going to have to now take 5 kilos more than he needs. Now, look, he might wind up doing 245 for all we know. But
what's his best?
in the clean and jerk?
Yeah.
I'll tell you in a second. 36.
I mean, you guys, you are treading on dangerous waters.
Possibly.
Yeah. Well, now now watch his feet. We're not going to see much foot movement from him, which is an interesting way to clean.
But he makes it look easy.
They're like nailed to the floor.
Right. If you could do it, that's great.
No. I think that time there's a little bit too much arm bend. And he's holding one of those elbows.
Oh, no. Yeah. You don't like to see that, but it was the elbow that moved a little bit. You know what, it is interesting with that black shirt, it's harder to see the movement.
Yes, it is. Now, you can't see his arms at all.
See, but there, I think I did see that.
The weightlifting camouflage.
Yeah. All right, so now Barari. We have not seen him in a while.
Yeah. 11-kilo increase.
Boy, would this be
226.
gritty. This would be nuts if he pulls this off.
Could move him into second place overall.
And from what I've seen from the Iranians this week, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it.
226. Third attempt. Mohammad Reza Barari.
A little too much today.
All right, so he'll finish with a 396-kilo total, 3 for 6 overall. In the clean and jerk, credited with 215 from his second attempt.
Well, normally on a miss, the Iranian coaches are not very amicable with their athletes. On this one, patting him, I don't know if they expected him to make that either.
I think they knew they were taking a gamble here on this one.
And there's nothing to lose. Right?
No, not at all.
You go for it and you see what happens. So in that situation, it's not a crazy call.
You know, he's sitting in fourth right now. He's very clearly going to end up in the top 8, which is important for Olympic qualification points. So you're not in a terrible position.
No, not at all.
And Aboud on a quick turn here. Basically one attempt wait. See if he can make good on the miss from his second attempt.
Really, really efficient. Good clean. Strong. Oh. Boy, that came in really low.
And I think that left arm was bugging him. Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, but we both saw that, and his hand went right to it. I think the jerk attempt with 226 left him a little exposed on that arm. And now here is Nurudinov. And this 227 would basically guarantee a medal in the clean and jerk, but no total. So as far as the game that's going to be played out, he's only relevant for the clean and jerk portion of it. And currently a bronze medal in bronze medal position with 222.
Having a great time up there. It looks like smiling and. Oof.
Very nice. You know, I thought I saw a little bit of separation in the dip for the jerk.
Separation of the bar from his
the body,
shoulders.
just a tiny bit, but that clean was so strong. He stands up fast. There you go.
Right there. Good eye, David.
Isn't that crazy?
And that little bit, I mean, it's not that much, but again, as people who are like familiar with watching this stuff, that little what, centimeter, millimeter of separation?
Yeah, just think of a millimeter, but 227 kilos moving.
All right, so Michalski, 7-kilo jump. Let's give him a 403.
Okay, good clean. Nice job.
And a nice jerk. That moves him into second place.
And could very well hold up for a medal.
We got one more there. We got one more. Don't celebrate just yet.
Well, that guarantees him a medal.
It does.
That guarantees, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, because Nurudinov cannot compete for the total medal.
And what was that, 228?
That was 228, correct.
Yeah, he's never made that before. He's done 226. So this is a great performance for him.
Nurudinov has called for 240.
Yes, now you're talking.
Polish coaches making a declaration or a change there.
He's done, I think in training, hasn't done like 250.
I think so. There's 231 going on for Michalski.
Oh, that's gonna piss the Armenians off. They might open up at 241.
230 being loaded, and here you see Simon Martirosyan.
Now remember, this is the lightest weight he could open with.
Yeah.
And we really believe that if successful here, he was silver in the snatch on the back of a tough decision with 197, but 230, 195, 425, we think.
And this will be the new world record in the total.
And we think likely the winning. That looks pretty easy at 230. It's crazy.
Well, and there we have it. There is our 2018 national champion, barring something totally crazy.
230.
I mean, it's going to take something historic and highly improbable.
Wow.
Yeah, look at this jerk.
This is a great lift.
So clearly 230 was a safe opener for him.
But he didn't need it, is the point.
No, but he's a competitor. Wants to come out and show us what he's capable of, which is quite a bit.
So, in all likelihood, in 4 attempts from now, we will officially be calling him the 2018 world champion.
He's asking for 240 right now.
And why not? Michalski is going to be called at 231. He's already in silver position, right? Michalski has passed his 3rd attempt. He's out.
He's won a silver medal excuse me, bronze in the total. He's won a silver in the clean and jerk.
And he's good with that.
That's a good day. And now among the best in the world, too.
Also, All right, Ruslan went down, right? He was at 240.
Well, he's going for the world record clean and jerk here.
So then what you might see is if Nurudinov makes this, Martirosyan might drop down to 239.
Yeah.
So a new world record attempt. 238 kilos, Ruslan Nurudinov.
I guess if you're not going to be able to get a total, this might be a decent consolation. And this is right around his best as a 105.
Now Maddie.
Wow, slow off the floor. Oof.
Whoa! Just loses it. But he doesn't think he's
I didn't think he was going to clean that. It was really slow off the floor.
Glacial off the floor and then shoots under that weight. I'm with you, Sean. I didn't think that was happening. Almost had that jerk, too.
So, Sean, he had done 239 as a 105.
Yeah.
They're just keeping the 240.
Yeah.
So a new world record in both the clean and jerk and total for Simon Martirosyan of Armenia.
This is great. Holy smokes.
Wow. Man. That's an impressive way to move 240 kilos.
Think he's going to do another one?
Maybe 250. Let's go.
Yeah, he looks good for just about anything.
I don't think it's going to be 250. I mean, it doesn't even look like it's gotten heavier.
And that jerk especially. Nice little dip and boom, weight is right overhead.
And if you see the way that they were celebrating, it has the feel of the end, even though he has another attempt.
Looks like he's taking his thumb tape off.
So I think we might have...
That's going to be it.
Yeah, this is the end of the show. He has indeed passed his third attempt. So Simon Martirosyan, gold medal, world record in both the clean and jerk and total.
That's a huge total.
435. Hey, look, he entered with 440. Total 435.
You know, I think had he been pushed, he could have done a little more.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't need to, but man, that 240 did not look like a limit lift.
Gold medal in the clean and jerk, if you can believe it, a silver medal in the snatch.
There is our silver in the clean and jerk. Michalski.
I would have never picked that.
Nope.
Good for him.
And Nurudinov, bronze in the clean and jerk. Unfortunately, had to come out of bombing in the snatch. There is our 2018 world champion, his first senior